Hello and welcome to the new episode of The Curse of Oak Island Treasure. It's the 28th of February today, and it's all new episode, and I request you to please watch the complete video and subscribe to the channel for more videos from treasure hunters. Here are firstly some of questions you have to know their answers. Where is Oak Island? Can I go there? Oak Island is a small private isle on the south shore of Nova Scotia, Canada in Mahone Bay. It is currently privately owned. In 2008, the Lagina brothers purchased a controlling interest in Oak Island Tours, which owned most of the island. When they're not treasure hunting themselves, their company leads private and public tours. The bad news is the tours are in such high demand, they're all sold out for the entire year, but cancellations do happen. But do they ever find any treasure on Oak Island? The Lagina brothers have been exploring the 140-acre island for years, but they've uncovered fairly little, save for a few artifacts. The focus of much of their searches is to find an entrance to the Money Pit. That's not the 1980s comedy starring Tom Hanks and Shelley Long, but rather a shaft dug by early explorers and believed by treasure hunters to be the most likely location of treasure. According to an account written in 1862, the pit became flooded with seawater when an expedition called the Onslow Company bored a second hole to more easily cart out any treasure. Instead, as the Oak Island Tours site puts it, they ended up with 2 shafts full of water and no treasure. Though the explorers on the show haven't hit pay dirt yet, they have made some interesting discoveries over the years. In Lot 21, one of the dig sites, Rick and Gary found an antique brooch of copper and gold that was at least 500 years old with a gem they had hoped would be ruby, but turned out to be garnet. Still, not bad. They've also found several coins that are more than 200 years old, bone fragments, and a lead cross that was made between 1200 and 1600 Anno Domini. While that doesn't seem like much for the years of work the Laginas and their crew have sunk into their expedition, they don't seem to see it that way. Every discovery provides more possible clues to the Money Pit and more background in this mysterious island. Plus, the thrill of the hunt seems to be keeping them going. How did Rick Lagina make his money? Rick may be on a successful reality TV show hunting for buried treasure, as you do, but he's a very private man. We know that he's from Kingsford, Mich. It's not known whether or not he left Kingsford, but what we do know is he was a US postal worker who retired before embarking on his real-life passion, finding buried treasure on Oak Island. His brother Marty, who was wealthy before the show, financed the initial searches. Is the island dangerous? In the same conversation with Traverse magazine, Rick revealed that the island absolutely can be dangerous. There are tunnels, shafts, and excavations that probably weren't filled in properly. There's always the possibility that a shaft or tunnel might open up literally under your feet. That sounds just like a horror movie. As Rick pointed out, if you're not willing to put yourself at some risk, you will never reap the potential rewards. There is also an alleged curse on the island. In the 220 years folks have been searching for this mysterious treasure, 6 people have died while looking. The curse apparently claims 7 people will eventually die while searching. Rick has been unable to locate the source of this curse, but he did say Oak Island is kind of a scary place, especially at night. Evidently, various paranormal groups have made their way to the island, looking for a different kind of treasure. Rick spoke of unexplained equipment malfunctions, as well as a strange aura the island has. A female member of the crew was on one end of the island communicating with people on the other side when her mic suddenly cut out. The crew member reportedly heard a woman's voice say, "Oh my God," while feeling some sort of presence. When she felt the presence leave, the mix came back on. Do they ever take a break from searching for treasure? We generally take weekends off unless there is something going on, Rick told Traverse magazine. They don't get a lot of downtime, but that's how you find a long-buried treasure. When they aren't actively looking, Rick's brother Marty will conduct research in Nova Scotia. When asked by Traverse magazine how far they are prepared to take the hunt, Rick said, "I don't want to leave with regrets, but at the end of the day when it stops being fun, it is possibly time to walk away and let someone else have a go at it. You know what they say, Goonies never say die." So, the Lagina brothers may be in it until the very end, whenever that end is. Will there be a season 7 of The Curse of Oak Island? When the digging gets tough, will the tough stop digging? Asks Curse of Oak Island's official Twitter page. For all of us fans of the Goonies, who've long dreamed of finding a buried treasure, the answer is no. Indeed, The Curse of Oak Island is returning to History Channel for a 2-hour special premiere on November the 5th. Holy shamoly. As the brothers say on the show, fans cannot wait. While the Lagina brothers have been striving to find buried treasures in Oak Island for the past 5 years, Rick and Marty are confident that greatness is just along the horizon. According to the network's synopsis, Season 7 single quote S 2-hour premiere will watch Rick, Marty and the team return to the island determined to honor Dan's legacy by solving the centuries-old mystery once and for all. To kick off their quest, they are seeking a ship buried in the swamp. For those who need a quick refresher on Dan Blankenship, whose legacy the brothers are striving to honor, he was a 95-year-old giant of this Oak Island quest who spent half a century chasing treasures on Oak, and died in March 2019. This year will be the team's first exploring Oak Island without Dan. The eponymous Curse of Oak Island has it that 7 men will die in pursuit of the Oak Island treasure before it's able to be found. 6 men have perished in the search to date, but we wonder if Dan's passing will count to move the Lagina brothers' quest forward. This year is different, Marty tells Rick. That's because Dan's lost to us. But his presence certainly remains. He was quite a guy. Later he adds, "I don't think even yet the impact of Dan being gone, I don't think I quite understand it yet. It was a privilege to know him. There will not be a single day where we don't miss him." We are very eager to see whether the excavation at Oak Island lends itself to any treasures in Season 7 of Marty and Rick's show. Tune in to find out when new episodes air Tuesdays at 9 p.m. on History. So that's for today. I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.